Hi, it's Saturday, March 30th, and I just want to do a quick update on a bunch of things. And just so you know, because I've got a lot going on, and I know a lot of people are interested in knowing about the details for the celebration of Tom's life, luau, and making sure that I'm okay. So I'm planning on doing these videos about every other day, so like Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the next 2 weeks, and then after the actual luau is over, then things should slow down more, and I'll probably just do it once or twice a week. Um, so the first thing I want to talk about is the celebration of Tom's life luau. There is an event that I created out on Eventbrite, so that way people who are not on Facebook can see it. And then I also shared it to Facebook, so that way people would see it more quickly because some people go on Facebook like all the time. And so I just want to clarify that you, I'm asking people to register because I want to get a good head count so that we can determine how big of a room to get. Because we're looking at getting like a rec room at one of the City of Torrance parks, like Walteria or El Nido, and some are can only like seat 50, some seat 70 or 80. So if you could please register and just put your name and contact information, and the rest of the stuff, like if you're not sure what you're going to be bringing to the potluck, that's okay. You can come back and fill that out later. But at least let us know how many people are going to be coming, so that way we can get a big enough room. Um, so it's most likely going to be April 13th from 2 to 4 p.m., but that's still tentative based upon the room. So it might be Sunday. So look back on the event on Monday night or Tuesday morning, because by then we should have it all planned out. And thanks to Christina for helping me with that. Um, so the next thing I want to mention is the speaking of help, uh, my church has asked what they can help with, and one person said well, tell me what you need and I'll reach out to the church community. And so I came up with a list, and I realized that it's going to be kind of daunting for one person to be like fielding all these phone calls or whatever messages. And it doesn't have to be just the church that helps me, because some of these things can be done over the phone. So I created a list of things that I need help with, and I put it on signup.com, so that way people anywhere can go to it, see the list, and then pick from it what they can help with. And so when it's got it where you can make it where it's just one person that is needed, or it'll say any number of people are needed. So if you pick one that only one person can do, then nobody else can pick it. So, but if something that more than one person can do, then obviously, then your name, say you pick that, then your name will go on it. And if somebody else wants to help with it too, then their name will be added to it as well. So I think that's going to make things a little bit more streamlined and less less time consuming. So I'm going to put a link to that in the description of this video. So hopefully that works out. Please give me your feedback on anything that I'm doing, because sometimes I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. So I am open to your suggestions. Let's see. Oh, so one of the things on the list is selling the RV, and I just want to share a quick story that I reached out to a person at my church that I know is a widow, and because she had mentioned that she goes to a support group for widows. And when I reached out to her saying, well, guess what, I'm a widow now, and so I'd like to get some help and find out, from someone else's experience, what I should and should not be doing now or later or whatever. So she brought over a friend who recently, like in the last year, became a widow, or I should say widower because it's a man. And as God's will, I guess, he happens to have experience with buying and selling used RVs. And so he offered to help me with that. And he's retired, and yeah, he says he golfs and takes care of the house basically. So I'm like, well, awesome. He has the time to help with cleaning it and getting it advertised on Craigslist, and dealing with people, negotiating and researching what the price should be and stuff. So I'm just like, wow, God is amazing. So so thank you, God, and thank you, Tom, if you had a hand in that. And the other thing I wanted to mention is the urn for Tom. I think I mentioned in last video about getting a tree urn so we could plant it somewhere. So actually, I think I have that on the list, and came across, well, talking to someone, they mentioned the Holy Cross Cemetery, and I remembered that Tom's grandmother's buried there. So I thought, wow, that might be the perfect spot to have his tree planted there near his grandmother. So that's one of the things that I need someone to help me to look into. So and that's in the city, Culver City. So that way, people in the area can visit it. So, oh, and then I want to answer a few questions that people had, because I'm sure more than one person has the question on their mind and may not have said anything. So one thing was about, did Tom have life insurance to help me out financially? And unfortunately, he tried to get life insurance, but, he already had the kidney failure, so he didn't qualify. And then he had heard about some life insurance where they say you don't need to have a physical, but it sounded like too good to be true because it's probably going to be really, really expensive. And, we've been kind of living on credit cards pretty much lately, so I think that would not have been affordable, but oh well, it is what it is. Can't go back in time and change things, so so I'm not going to worry about it. God will help me to find a way to make it. So and somebody asked about whether I'm going to be going to Hawaii, because I know we had mentioned, well, Tom had mentioned that, so I did start to think about that, but with everything else that I got in my mind, I realized I can't be thinking about that right now because I'm not going to be moving this month, and there's things that I need to get done, to prepare for the celebration of Tom's life, and planting the urn, and dealing with the finances and stuff. So moving is like far, far in the future. So when I start to think about it, I'll let you know. Let's see what else. Oh, so in the last video I mentioned and shown you all the food I got from the food bank, and I ended up going across the street to my one neighbor where I know there was more than 2 people living there, and it just, God again was at work, because when I knocked on their door, the grandmother who lives there confessed to me that she didn't really have much food left in the house, and I guess they were waiting, for payday. And so they were very thankful to have this food that, basically I didn't want, because I try to stay away from grains and sugars because they mess with my head and cause inflammation and congestion for me. So I was so happy that I didn't shy away from doing that, because I know, many, many years ago, I would be like too shy or whatever and think, oh, what if they get mad that I offer them food, so it just goes to show you, when you get an idea like that tugging on your heart, that you should follow through on it, because you just might make somebody's week. So, and then one last thing I wanted to share is that I also was able to help a friend who was in pain. She had taken some medicine to help with the pain, but I guess it wore off and the pain came back. And I let her know that, I have these phototherapy patches that can help with pain. And for Tom, sometimes they work, sometimes they didn't. So I went over there and tried to help her. And, well, I'm going to leave that story for a separate video, because I can see that this one's starting to get long, and give you the details on that. But the bottom line is that I was able to help her reduce her pain from a level 8 down to like a 3, I think. So that made me feel very good. And again, God is working through me, so there's a reason why I'm still here. So that's it for today, and I hope you all had a great Saturday, and that tomorrow will be even a better day for you. And thank you for all your donations and encouragement. And oh, I forgot to mention all these cards that I got in the mail. I don't know, it doesn't do it justice, you can't really see. Got some of them doubled up, but yes, thank you so much for all your messages to stay strong. I am. Thank you for your prayers, and thank you for being part of my support network. And I hope that I can help you in some way in the future too, because I believe that's why we're all here, to just help each other out back and forth until it's our time to go upstairs. So have a good night. Talk to you soon. Aloha.